Well, as you can see, we are finally able to properly lower our gun in Halo Infinite. Sorta. Hey guys, what's up? Dominic's Creative Films here, and yeah, this is pretty huge. We finally have a more convenient method for lowering your gun in Halo Infinite. Now, a YouTuber named, and I apologize, I'm gonna butcher this, Makoima. Yeah, I definitely butchered that. He had an older method involving attrition for lowering your weapon, but to be honest, that method was really just too inconvenient for me to use. It involved at least 3 people having to revive someone, and you only had like a 4-second window of your weapon lowered because you're reviving someone, you're stuck in an animation. But today we have a method that's a lot easier to do. This one is from YouTuber Promethean. By now, a lot of other YouTubers are sharing this, but this was the first person I ran into this method. So I'm going to credit this person. And basically, this is the process for it. Now, it is only achievable in fragmentation because it requires those hackable doors that you go to get the special weapons. You know, that cool feature that 343 decided to add to only one map. Anyway, you hack the terminal, and while you're holding the hack button, you move around, or at least you move the analog stick or mouse that you would use to move around. And apparently then after that you release the hack button, and you may or may not need to leave the hacking zone. And you'll probably have to do this multiple times, but once you do all that, your weapon should be down. It was always really weird having your Spartans point guns at each other. It kind of just looked a little too amateur. I mean, machinimas aren't exactly prime time filmmaking, but it just looked too cringy. Especially the fact that we've always had a proper weapon lower feature, even since the first game. And in that one, all you had to do was just look down. Halo has always had some sort of control scheme for lowering your weapon, so the fact it's not in Halo Infinite was just really weird, especially since, as you can see, it's in the game somewhere.
What the dog doing?
Now, while this is a great discovery and something that will definitely give me a lot more possibilities for making machinimas in Infinite, I'm not gonna lie, as you can tell by that sort of quote, this isn't perfect, and it has its issues and drawbacks. I already mentioned that you can only do this on fragmentation, but there's a couple other things that didn't work, at least for me. One of them was the fact that it doesn't show in theater mode, so I have to use Halo Infinite's machinima mode, which you use by holding X and up in the D-pad, at least that is for me. And if you don't know what that was, it was introduced in Halo 5, and it was sort of a useful tool if you wanted to get some quick shots, but you didn't want to constantly jump around between custom games and theater mode, and you could just do it right in custom games. You would have 2 settings, a setting for moving your camera and another setting for moving your Spartan while your camera is set still. For the moving the camera option, it actually works pretty well. However, for moving your Spartan, machinima mode just feels like it wasn't tested and was just thrown in as an obligation, because when you turn it on, you get this. What the fuck? Yeah, this whole scoreboard blocking the screen just makes it really useless. And while you can move your Spartan, I wasn't able to actually shoot his gun. So yeah, I'm literally only going to be using this if I need to do talking scenes on fragmentation. So yeah, is it a step in the right direction? Sure, but it's just not the same as just being able to punch in and hold a couple buttons and just having your weapon lowered whenever you want. And on that note, I wanted to make this video for a while because I had a lot of expectations and hype about doing machinimas in this game because I love the art style. I think the selection of maps, weapons, and equipment are a lot more diverse and varied than they were in Halo 5. And there was just a lot of potential, but this is honestly the worst game for making machinimas for. In fact, just across the board, I think one of Infinite's biggest problems is there's just not enough features for just community creativity and interaction. You know, we don't have Forge, we don't have custom game browsers. Custom games is just not always functional. No file share, and theater mode really does feel like it wasn't tested. There's just a lot of issues. On the big team battle maps, a lot of those map effects don't seem to show. There's issues with your armor and just the way you play not being accurately portrayed. You got duplicating items. The lighting on multiple maps doesn't show. Your clips playing and unpausing when you go into the actual pause menu. You got missing clips. Some clips you can't watch because of a loading error and you gotta reload the entire game. There's just a lot of issues that just make machinima making a lot more inconvenient and just make me want to jump back to Halo 3 or Halo Reach, which are still the superior games to make machinimas for. Now, let me be clear. I know the machinima community isn't what it once was in those Halo 3 and Halo Reach days. Hell, a lot of people are using other stuff like Source Filmmaker and other animation programs to make their shorts. That's understandable. I get that we're not really the top priority with this game either, and honestly, we shouldn't be. There are a lot of more essential fixes and features that need to be added for this game, but machinima was just one of those art forms I really enjoyed. I know there is still a machinima community within the Halo community, and it was just another great form for expressing our creativity, and having these issues just kind of dampers that. But I would be fine with all these smaller issues if Thief 3 at least just gives us a lower weapon control scheme and maybe patches out the machinima mode. If they do those two things, then I'll gladly make more machinimas and just work through all those other issues. And I'm sure they're sick of hearing both constructive feedback and just toxic fans who take their favorite franchise a little too serious. But as someone who does make machinimas for this channel, Halo Infinite is just not the best Halo game to be making machinimas with right now. Still, I don't want to take too much away from this new discovery, because this new feature for lowering your weapon does make things a little easier. And if you do make machinimas with Halo Infinite, I hope this does kind of help you be able to make more better machinimas. You know, at least until they patch it for being too fun, like the tank gun and the flyable pelican. I wish that was just a joke, but, you know, that could be a possibility. But if they do, I hope that they at least exchange it with a more proper lower weapon scheme. I don't know, maybe if you're a machinima maker or just a more exposed and popular Halo content creator, maybe you can put some more attention on this. I don't know, hashtag save machinima or something. Or, you know, just share it, because this is something I would like to get fixed. Still, I will be making machinimas in the future, just don't know how much of it will be with Infinite. I don't hate this game as much as a lot of other people seem to do, but like many aspects of this game, I just feel like it hasn't reached its full potential. Maybe one day it will, you know, hopefully. But with that said, if you like machinimas, I do a lot of those on my channel. I also do a lot of other things like live action shorts and also weekly memes. So I'm Dominic's Creative Films. Feel free to stop by and have some fun. And I'll see you guys next time.